We're going to have a look at the 4 types of quadratics and how they differ when they are factorised. Now, it's probably helpful to have a look at the different videos on this because I'm basically going to show you the 4 types and I'm going to go straight for the factorisation of them without showing you how to do it. So it's probably better to review the videos afterwards on how to do the factorisation. This is talking about the different types of quadratic. So we have type number 1, which is the basic type, which are quadratics of this form where you have all the 3 terms, so the term in x squared, the term in x, and the constant. And when you have one like that, you have a double set of brackets, and remember the basics are multiply 2 numbers together to give you this number plus 14, add together to give you the minus 9. Now, I'm going to suggest you go watch the video on how to do this, to do the factorisation, because that will explain it. So that minus 2, basically minus 7 times minus 2 gives you the positive 14, minus 7, add minus 2 gives you the minus 9. So that's the basic type number 1. Type number 2. We have what we call the difference of 2 squares. Now, what we're looking for when we are coming up with a question that's quadratic, when we're looking for the difference of 2 squares, we're looking for a letter that's been squared and a square, basically a square number. And in between that we have a minus sign. That's important. It has to have this subtraction sign, which is the bit that relates to the difference. So it's the difference of 2 squares, an x squared and 49, both squares, and this is the difference. So that's the difference of 2 squares. Now with this, you have to see the definite things. So you've got a square here with a letter, definitely a minus sign, and definitely a square number. Okay, and you have to remember this is an easy one to factorise. We need to square root the x, so we squared, so we have an x and an x, and we square root the 49, which gives us a positive 7 and a negative 7. So that's type number 2. Okay, type 3. There is no constant term. So we have, for instance, 4x squared plus 8x. So we have a term in x squared, we have a term in x, but there is no constant term. Like here, that's the constant term on its own, just the integer 14, but there is no integer, no number here, so there's no constant term in this. So this is the 3rd type we're looking for. And when we see this type, we only have 1 bracket. And we are taking factors out of the numbers, so the highest common factor of 4 and 8, which is 4, and the highest factor of the letter that we can take out is x. So what's left in there is x plus 2. So that's type number 3. Again, please refer to the longer videos on how to do it at a slower pace. And then we have type number 4, where there is a coefficient greater than 1 in front of the x squared. So basically we have 2x squared, so we have a coefficient, a number in front of the term in x squared, minus 7x minus 15. And if you go review the tutorial, because I'm going to do this very quickly, it factorises into 2 sets of brackets as such. So there are 4 types to look out for, and you have to look at those. You have to look at the question, look at what possible type it is, look at the characteristics, and then factorise appropriately.